Scotch for Dummies.
4 guys on
special
a
guest.
Scotch journey to help you with your next Scotch purchase.
But there's 5
There's
people.
5 of us, actually.
And you're not buying this bottle.
That does suck. I'm sorry.
This is a special bottle.
And to be honest, before we get to the bottle, I want to introduce our special guest. This is Andrew Rayburn. He is here from Scotland. He works at the Deanston Distillery, which happens to be owned by Distill Spirits, right? Mm-hmm. And they are the proud owners of Bunnahabhain as well. So since we had him here, we thought we'd put him behind the bar while we get a chance to review this special bottle, which came to us by way of Mr. Eric Waite. If you don't have that man's coin, you need to go check out his YouTube channel and get one of these coins because
it's for real.
This is a real coin. This is a weapon. It could save your life. It could block a bullet. This is no joke.
And he looks legit like a Blonde villain.
He does. He does look like a Blonde villain. But what we have here is the Bunnahabhain Feis Ile offering from 2018. It is. I'm going to pass it over to Andrew.
Because we're dummies.
Yeah, we're dummies. We actually have. This is what this guy
brought
does.
An expert.
We have the real deal here. So, Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. So, hello everyone. Basically, talking about this in a second. First of all, just a background of Bunnahabhain itself. It's the most northern distillery on Islay, and it's generally known to be unpeated. Not like your Lefroy or Ardbeg, but this one here, which was from the Feis Ile festival this summer. Basically, this is a 11-year-old in Oloroso sherry, fully matured. So, my expectations. I never had this one myself, so I'm quite excited as the guys are here. And essentially, I expect to have a very rich smoke kind of notes to it, but also I'm hoping for a lot of deep, sort of rich toffee, sort of cake-like flavours with it. I generally find from cast matured in Oloroso sherry like this. And here we go.
So this is 59.5% ABV. Actually, I think Drew and I had a wee dram of it in Kansas, in Wichita, for the Scotch Test Dummies 5-year celebration, and that's where Eric passed on the remainder of the bottle for us to get a review on. So we were extremely thankful about it. And when I tasted it, I can remember looking at the camera saying, when Andrew gets a taste of this, he's going to have a whiskey gas. He might fall over.
Just the bottle wipe, it's like fudge brownies. I mean, like
Fudge
rich,
brownies.
deep, dark chocolate.
Hey, by the way, what
Coin 87.
Oh yeah,
Coin
those on topper.
87. Yeah.
You get the Eric Waite topper.
You get the Eric Waite topper.
It's gonna break your glass.
I'm gonna top mine with my nose.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, this doesn't need to be topped.
So
you can if you want to hold it the fumes, but you don't have to. It's really.
Andrew, tell us a little bit about Bunnahabhain now. So the history on it. I mean, what am I looking at? This is natural color, right?
All natural colour, yeah, and all in Oloroso sherry. So it's when the spirit was put in that cask, it was clear colour, but that's what we got
after
11
years.
Yes.
Right.
So hopefully you got very smoky notes with it.
Bacon.
Definitely smoke. Yeah, smoke, bacon. I'm not getting chuckle in the nose right now, but we'll see what happens.
This is like breakfast at my house.
Ah.
It's a grill in the background. With some pancakes on the batter going on. And
It's got a nice balance between the sweet and the smoke.
Thick bacon.
Man.
Yeah,
Thick
this
bacon.
is the
Pepper bacon.
fatty bacon.
This
with
is
some
pepper bacon.
on it. Yeah.
And the finish slowly just gets sweeter and sweeter. The smoke fades away, and you're just left with more and more of it. It's almost like campfire baked beans.
Yes.
Right?
And a little bit of
with like molasses in them.
Maple
So
syrup
you get that
from your
deep,
pancakes mixed in with the bacon a little bit, you know.
So you get that smoke and the
Gosh,
sweet.
that nose is
and
fantastic.
you can just chew on that glass.
It does. It smells like smoked bacon.
It's unreal.
It gets better as you.
Not the Irish bacon. Not that. I mean, this is like American heavy pork belly. You know that.
Oh, that is delicious. Holy moly! It's just bursting with rich barbecue and maple syrup and smoke and salt.
Yep.
Eric's
I'm watching
Right?
it.
What are you chewing
I do that
on?
all the time. He's like
chewing on
chewing
that.
on his lip, you know. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good.
Eric is a better man than me because I would not have given you guys this bottle.
Just close your mouth and breathe.
Uh-huh.
You got a nice little smoke kind of
Yes.
aftertaste there.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Eric.
I
Wow.
mean, he said that he was going to, you know, he wanted to make sure everybody there had a chance to try it. And then when it was all said and done at the end of the evening, he was calling it a night. And he's like, hey, I've got that, you know, that Bunnahabhain. I'll let you guys take the rest of it. And I looked at him like, oh my, there's enough for us to get a review. I mean, I thought we were going to get out of there with a little bit
We
of
were just
bottle
concerned for you guys.
There's enough to pass back and forth on your drive home, right?
Mark was like, but I just feel
What
bad
bottle?
for Sean and Andrew. They didn't get a taste.
Right.
Pour me another glass.
So when we post a review on this, and Eric's like, but guys, I gave you a full
That's
unopened
right.
bottle.
Oh my gosh! But look at it, just rich looking. I mean, it's just it's so dark.
I don't know how they pull that much color out in 11 years. I mean,
So
And it does
Yeah,
not
first,
taste that hot.
first build.
it have to be.
Yeah.
I want this to sit for a few minutes, though. I want to see what happens when a little air gets on. Tell me about the festival. What's this festival about, and what's it mean?
So yeah, the festival happens every summer. Basically, I think at the end of May from memory. And what happens is the island was roughly about 3,000 people. Will go up by maybe 3 times in population. People from all over the world will journey there. Basically what happens is that there's 8 distilleries, soon to be 9. Arnaho is about to open up on Islay, so it'll be 9. But every year, a distillery, or every day or week of the event, every day there's an open day for each distillery. And so, for example, when Bunnahabhain has its one, everyone goes there basically, and you know you'll have music and.
So it's a
all
music
sorts of
festival as
music,
well?
yeah. Well, you have local musicians playing. You'll have various maybe traditional music, more modern ones, various food vendors, and obviously you'll get your special bottlings from each distillery. So often limited editions. So I don't know if you guys mentioned it. There's only 1,881 bottles of this particular one. Last year they had 2 types. The was it the 20-year-old American oak, sorry. I had about 500 bottles of that, and there was a Moine which had about 1,500 bottles. So it's very limited, and a lot of people go, especially Islay, to get these limited editions as well.
I can see why. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
That is ridiculous.
And it
I'm
shrugged
trying to
off water. It was like, I don't know what
I've
you're
got to
thinking.
put some water
I
on.
haven't gone. I'm letting it
That's
soak
what I
in
did.
the water
I
still.
added some water to it. I'm like, not much different.
It's
So I have no idea what
Deep, rich.
what the price point is when you're at the distillery and you buy a bottle during the festival. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I remember from my bit, I worked at the festival last year, like the American oak, which was only 500 bottles of that, 20 euros. That was around about 250 from memory, and then you had the Moine, which is more 1,500 bottles, but more of it. I think that was roughly, I remember, £80 roughly. I think,
Oh, that's
but
not
I
too
think that was
bad.
kind of the region you're looking at. It wasn't too that much more expensive. I have to double check that, but it was.
That's not too bad.
So there's usually 2 types, and then every other distillery in Islay will do exactly the same thing. They'll have their perhaps exclusive type, and then they'll have maybe another one that's more readily available, but it just depends on the distillery as well.
So it's fair to say that the every year's festival bottlings can be found somewhere on the secondary market for a lot more than they sold for during the festival.
Yes.
That's a great possibility.
I can only imagine, especially when it's found out to be a really good bottling, right? You're like, oh, gee,
I would not have given you guys this bottle.
no, you know, we're gonna see
Eric's
Eric
a better
here
man.
at the end of the month, and
I wouldn't have even told you I had this bottle.
it's,
And I like you guys.
So
yeah, you're at my house. All right. Sean's like,
I'm ready.
really? I haven't put
So,
water
you
on
know,
this yet.
like we said, or like we said in other videos, when I get silent,
You're in heaven.
We're good,
I'm,
man.
I'm thinking like,
I'm not even
all
going to
right,
talk about this one.
So-
is this four-worthy? That's what I'm thinking. Is this four-worthy?
I'm gonna start us off and go around, then we'll end with Andrew. Does that sound good to you
Yeah,
guys?
let
Yeah.
Andrew end it
That way
up.
you can see what we're doing. So, Eric, thanks again. This is amazing for the chance to drink this one more time, especially with good friends, right?
Yep.
That's what it's about.
I'll tell you, with the water, it's delicious neat. I mean, every bit about the neat was amazing. it's almost 60 proof, right? ABV. I mean, it's crazy, not proof, ABV, and it's potent, but it doesn't feel like it's potent when you're drinking it. It's very smooth. I got all kinds of greatness on the palate and the nose with the water. The only way I can describe it, it's even better. It's like evolved, and it's like I just dry rubbed some ribs. I put them on for a 10-hour smoke. I just took them off. I took my first bite. That's what I'm getting right now on the palate. It's just bursting with
I could
like
go for some of that.
I know, right? Some seasonal rib meat right now. Oh my gosh, it's just a wonderful balance. Everything you're getting out of it. What was the price one more time?
We don't really know.
Give or take.
Give
Yeah,
it,
we don't know.
it doesn't even matter at this point. I'm gonna give it a good 4 because I think it's heaven in the glass. There's nothing wrong with it. If I could buy it, I would. I think it's worth. I would pay $200 for this easily. I think it's worth that. I have no idea what the price is, but usually I try to keep my price and ballpark and flavors and everything in the same number dimension. And I think it's worth it. You can get this for $200. It's probably worth more than that, but whatever it is, 4.
Definitely worth a 4-finger pour. Yep.
Absolutely.
The part that I'm having trouble grasping is it's only 11 years old, right? Like the depth of flavor and complexity in the glass,
How do you do that?
and the balance between the sweet and the smoke, it's all just really exquisitely done. And you don't see that a lot. Usually it takes a little more age to get to that point. The thing that I'm finding about that shows its age just a little bit is the pungency of the smoke on the palate. Because some of the older ones, you know, as it ages, it starts to fade off just a little bit. You lose a little bit of that peated quality to it. But this still has the youth, and so you get a lot of that coming forward, but it's not overpowering in any way, shape, or form. And the sweetness is just, you know, like a big warm hug. This has such depth of flavor and character. And, you know, the other part about these bottlings is, you know, you're going to have to be at the festival. So you've got a memory to share while you're drinking this bottle. So that, to me, makes it even more special. We weren't at the festival, but you guys have a memory
Absolutely.
of sharing this bottle with Eric, who was able to procure it on the island. And, you know, cheers to Eric for letting us sample this. This is everything that I love about Scotch.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, really is. Yeah, I really can't find any fault in this at all. So I'm just going to say 4 and let you drop over.
So I gotta be honest, I've been trying to find a chink in the armor. I've been trying to find a way to fault this to a 3.5. I really have. I really have.
Other than you can't get it.
And I just can't. So I thought I found my way to be able to whittle this down to a 3.5. And you talked about the water this and I hadn't really put water on it yet. So I put water on it and it just. Son of a gun. I'm like, I even shook my head. If you rewind it, I was like, it's 4. and it is. And you're right, though, about the youth, but that's what I appreciate about it.
Well, no, I think that they accentuated it with
right, it comes out, and I love that about it, right? Yeah, there's some older peats, sherried peats that I really love, and they are a little bit more rounded, but when I put that water in it softened it up enough to where, I don't know, the flavor profile is definitely a lot of bacon, some sweetness, some brown sugar. It's got everything that I've been into right now, and actually, it's got a little less salt than most of them. I mean, I'm an everyday Lagavulin 16 drinker because it's on sale right now. But I find that that's even more briny than this right now. I mean, this is just, man, I wish I had an old bottle. Eric, you're a saint for sharing this with us. I gotta say, I'm sorry that nobody else is going to be able to try this. It's just going to be that unavailable. But for what it is, the whole thing about it, I definitely think this is worthy of a 4 for me. This is a great, great expression.
Yeah, so Andrew, I don't know if you know our scoring system. 4 fingers, 4-finger pour is as good as you can get.
There's no 5-finger.
No 5-finger pour because you got to hold it.
Not while these guys are here.
Sean pours.
You know, 1-finger pour is, I don't really want that. 4-finger pour is fill it up.
Okay.
Because that's what you
Oh,
want.
you can do a spread too. That's a lot.
Where's the coin? Where's Eric's coin? Oh, you're using it.
Oh,
I got to rub the head. Because Eric, thank you. This is a great glass. Yeah,
I'm going to put it right back on there.
We're tanking.
So yeah, I love this. You know, neat. I get a lot more of that barbecue, the bacon kind of thing. But when you add that water, it brings up the sweetness, it tones down the smoke. You get that dark chocolate in there. That just really, it gives that middle lift to it. That you get the sweet, and then it finishes the smoke, and it's a great combination that I cannot find a fault in either. I'm gonna have to give this a 4. It's not like I don't want to, but I try to be stingy with the 4s because you know you can only be so good. This is that good.
This is delicious.
It's amazing.
This is an amazing.
Now, I hope he doesn't come in and say,
I'm gonna give
you
it
guys
2.
really are dumb. You guys are so stupid.
I think it's terrible. No, I'm just kidding.
It's totally my wheelhouse.
It's it's a fantastic whiskey. You know, it's full of character, very rich, dark in color. You know, for 11-year-old, I mean, if you look at the color, I mean, it's incredible, really. I mean, I've seen a lot older whiskies with that same color. Nose, fantastic. Lots of smoke, little sort of toffee kind of notes to it, I find. And yeah, the palates just last forever. So I'm going to give it, I'll give it 4 fingers.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
First time
How about that?
Honestly, this has been it's a great expression to share. It really is, and I'm with you. I probably would have been a stingy prick and not shared it, but
I would have shared it, Eric.
It's delicious.
This is a really good whiskey to share.
Although if you're going to share it, bringing it to something like you did
And
with people that
opening it up.
appreciate whiskey
Absolutely.
is the place to do it.
Yeah,
So-
and he was really trying hard to save some for one particular lady who's on our shows, all of our shows, Amy, and come to find out she doesn't drink scotch at all. And he's like, well, I've been holding on to this for her, and that's why we ended up with so much because
All right.
he put it back for her. And so I felt like really blessed and lucky to have it. So
Thanks again, Eric. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank
So
you,
this
Eric.
is a
Perfect.
pretty easy one to full
I can't even do math.
around.
5 4s.
That's pretty awesome.
5.
we've never had a 5-4. Damn.
Andrew, thanks so much for joining us. Cheers for
Yes.
you, sir.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Cheers, thank you.
Sláinte. Hey, you guys, subscribe, hit the notice.
Every
like,
Thursday.
Every Thursday night. We might be able to sniff the bottle this Thursday.
We'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.